Thank you for tuning in. It's Charlene on your radio, 105.9 FM, 99.1 FM. And to all our listeners on YouTube, Facebook, and all the channels out there, welcome for joining us today. It's another great day in crypto land. The Bitcoin is on track to get back into its all-time highs. We touched on another all-time high recently, but we're talking about somewhere in the 62,000 US dollars for one Bitcoin being traded today. I'm looking at the Robinhood listing here. It's a fabulous time to be alive. It's a great experience being a part of this digital transformation. Everything that you know as you know it will actually be changing, and we're entering into what I call the era of harnessing. We're harnessing energy from the atmosphere. We're harnessing value out of our human power and our intelligence, and that's really what we're doing. We saw Facebook last week just announced that they're changing the name of their brand because they're losing momentum. And of the billions of users on Facebook, you are now part of what's called the metaverse. We've been talking about the metaverse for a long time in the blockchain space. And Facebook, the most unique marketing ploy I've ever seen employed here is they have stolen the name Meta, and that's the new name of Facebook, Meta. Now you're asking yourself, why would Facebook go and rebrand itself as Meta? And that's because that's where it's heading. They kind of stole a page from my own book. Thank you, yours truly. This is Charlene on the radio. Earlier this year, I realized that the conversation is going to be in the digital space. The war of words and the media conversation is going to be about the blockchain, and it's going to be about the Bitcoin, and it's going to be about the cryptocurrency. So I launched this new brand, Charlene the Crypto Queen, and then I also was publishing a magazine. My magazine was formerly called Looking Green. It was focused on sustainability, clean energy, and breaking down basically everything having to do with the sustainability movement. Well, that was not picking up speed. That kind of lost its edge in the marketplace of ideas because of all the corruption surrounding sustainability platforms and initiatives. And we really haven't seen a lot of movement in sustainability compared to the amount of money that's being invested in that space. It's kind of like how now everyone's talking about diversity, but you're not really seeing the diversity that they're talking about in real life. And so we've experienced that for the last 15 years with the sustainability movement, where we really haven't caught on the traction. Everybody is not switching out their plastic straws or their plastic bags. We're always going back to the plastic bag because who wants to mix their chicken juice with their fruits in the same reusable bag over and over again? It's just not a sustainable concept. So when you're exploring sustainability, you've got to look at the sustainable features of the sustainable ideas. Is it going to last? Is it going to really turn out to be a problem rather than a solution? And so the conversation really was going nowhere. And so I switched my magazine and I switched my content focus to the blockchain and to the cryptocurrency and to the whole new marketing idea of moving into this digital space. And so Facebook is following right in my footstep. They realize they've hit the plateau with their censorship and with their stealing of people's information and reselling it. And they really can't break through that marketing barrier to continue to expand from the billions that they have to their goal is to have every single human being on the face of the planet having a Facebook account. So what Facebook is realizing is that they really have to change the topic. And that's what I had done. I changed my topic over a year ago from going green to blockchain and cryptocurrency, focusing on the Bitcoin. So thank you for following in my footsteps, Facebook, and changing your topic and even changing your brand. Changing your brand for a major corporation like Facebook is not an easy thing. You're going to see this Meta, META, starting to be rolled out in their marketing and also on their platforms. Now, why did Facebook go with the name Meta? Because the metaverse is heating up. We're talking about artificial intelligence. We're talking about virtual reality. We're talking about this whole new digital space in which you have a reality kind of merging into this digital space. And if you're not a part of the digital world, it's almost as if you don't exist in real life. Your presence has to be so strong in the digital world for you to get noticed in the real world. And that's what we're seeing. If you are not a YouTube sensation and you're not a celebrity, it's as if no one knows who you are. So that's what's happening with Facebook, is they've lost the momentum and they're trying to reclaim their it's like when you're at the top, you can only go down, right? So what do you have to do to maintain your top position? You constantly have to re-engineer. You have to break through your own barriers. And I guess I would say congratulations to Facebook for looking inward and seeing that they really weren't expanding. They really weren't growing. They were losing market share with all the new social media platforms coming out and taking market share. People are still not closing their Facebook accounts, but they're not spending as much time as they had been in recent years inside their Facebook accounts. They might spend 50% to 20% of time that they would spend online he's been taken somewhere else. And so Facebook is very smart in reshaping the conversation for their digital space. Thank you for tuning in. This is Charlene. Join me online and actually join me at the next Utah Bitcoin conference coming up April 22nd at Utah Valley University. That's UVU. And if you want discounted tickets, if you want those 2-for-1 tickets, I'm always going to reward our radio listeners and viewers with 2-for-1 tickets. If you want those 2-for-1 tickets, you've got to register now. The website is utahbitcoinconference.com. The 2-for-1 tickets are if you text me. My number is 801-299-9105. And also text me if you would like some free Bitcoins. Now, the Bitcoin is heating up. And if you do not have any Bitcoins, this is a great way to start off. Thank you, Charlene, for sending me my first $25 in free Bitcoins. Now, how this works is you download this most trusted wallet. This Voyager wallet has been in the works for a long time. They've been one of the earliest cryptocurrency wallets, and they do not charge you a fee to trade cryptocurrencies that are on their platforms. If you want some coins and those coins are not on their platforms, you might have to go to a different wallet. But the wallet I'm going to send you for free $25 value of Bitcoin is you've got to text me to get that link. I cannot give it out on the radio. You've got to text me directly. The link is in my phone, and you can only get it if your number is in my phone. The number to text, my number is 801-299-9105. Again, 801-299-9105 if you want the free Bitcoins. Now let's jump on over to another wallet that I'm starting to promote, but this one, I haven't been using it as much, and I haven't been using it because it does cost money to sign up, but not to sign up. It does cost money to trade cryptocurrency, but what they have is a $50 free Bitcoin. So I'm going to give you that one as well, but I really do not have too much experience with that one. So text me if you want the $50 free Bitcoins in this particular wallet, but they do charge you to trade. The other one that I'm giving for $25 free Bitcoin does not charge you to trade, but you still get your $25 top up on whatever you deposit. And also the $50 wallet that I'm promoting as well gives you $50 in free Bitcoins once you sign up with their wallet. You don't want to miss that, because you know what happened? The people who can attest that have gotten the free $25 in Bitcoin over a month ago, 2 months ago, when I started promoting this particular wallet, those people are happy now. Some of them, they've gotten 39 or 40% momentum on top of the $25. So that's not a lot of money now, but think about when Bitcoin is worth $100,000. The way it's going, it's now 62,000, and they're predicting that by the end of the year, this is what is being predicted by the experts in the Bitcoin. You know, your girl here, Charlene, is not an expert in anything. I'm just telling you what I'm hearing, because I've got my ears glued to the ground, and so I can listen for the sweet moments of news to bring to you on the radio. 99.1 FM Bloomberg News Radio is broadcast on this station, and we come in the evening at 6 o'clock to spice up your life with some Bitcoins. And of course, this is entertainment purposes only. So if you want to be entertained in the crypto space, you want to listen to this show with Charlene live on the radio. And like I was saying, if you want the $50 in free Bitcoin for the wallet that does charge a fee when you trade currency, you can text me again. The number is 801-299-9105. Now, what I really want to talk to you about today is some exciting news in my life. We are going to be hosting a new class in the community education, the continuing education program at Utah Valley University. UVU has been gracious. They want to be the leader in the blockchain space when it comes to academics and when it comes to learning and community learning. So the new Bitcoin basics and blockchain class will be starting in January at UVU campus in Lehigh. So if you're on the I-15 corridor between Utah Valley and Salt Lake City, or wherever you are, you want to come and participate in this class, we're also going to be making it available online, so you can register and watch from anywhere on the planet in this particular class. It's going to be Bitcoin basics and the blockchain technology. And what we're going to be covering is we're going to be unraveling the mystery of cryptocurrencies for our students and listeners at UVU. This new class being introduced starting January. You're going to learn how to navigate Bitcoin and the blockchain technology. You're going to find out the difference between, is Bitcoin an asset? Is Bitcoin a currency? Is it a commodity? Is Bitcoin a community experience? What really is Bitcoin, and how are people using it? You're going to learn the difference between Bitcoin as an asset, a currency, or a commodity, or just a token, if you might. You got to come to the class. It's at UVU starting in January. Will be on Thursday nights at 6 o'clock and Saturday mornings at 11 a.m. It's going to last for an hour and a half. And those who register now can get the early bird pricing. I think we've got an introductory price. Don't quote me on the price there. Just go on to UVU or contact UVU, Utah Valley University, to find out when, where, and how much this new blockchain basics and Bitcoin basics class is going to cost you. Actually, there are going to be two classes. One's going to focus on an introduction to Bitcoin and blockchain, what it is and how you use it, and what the blockchain really does. You've got to come to the class and listen to the information for that. Now, the second class is going to be how the whole blockchain network is being secured, and how, if you do have some cryptocurrency, how to secure your assets, how to secure your wallets, how to secure your tokens. And we're also going to get into the basics of mining the Bitcoin and really expand how to expand your wallet. You know, I have about 15 different applications for wallets on my phone here that I download. I basically download them to get the free promotions, and then I download them to actually see how they work, so that when I get on the air to talk to you, I know what I'm talking about. So any wallet that I promote on this particular station or on my platforms, I actually use them. I might not have a big portfolio, maybe like $100 here and $50 there, but I'm actually learning how to use these different wallets. And so we're going to explore in this class the white papers of some of these cryptocurrency tokens and coins. We're going to help you to understand their use cases, because why are there 3,500 crypto, not 3,000, 13,000, pardon me, cryptocurrencies being minted so far in the last 12, 13 years since the Bitcoin came out 13 years ago. We just celebrated the white paper, the first white paper publication of the original Bitcoin code based on the blockchain technology. That's a celebration going on now in the Bitcoin space. But so 13 years later, we have about 13,000 more than that in crypto coins, and each one has different use cases. We've got Ethereum, which was a fork off of the Bitcoin, and we'll learn more about the difference in forking and creating new coins. We'll also learn about what's the perfect timing. You know, timing a cryptocurrency coin, kind of like timing a stock. When do you want to get in? Do you want to get in pre-IPO? Do you want to get in terms of cryptocurrency? It's pre-ICO, initial coin offering. And we're going to explore some of those language and the different terminologies around the cryptocurrency space. So when you hear someone talk about mining, they're not talking about mining for bauxite, or they're not talking about mining for gold or diamonds. They're talking about, which I guess you could buy diamonds and gold with all the money you make on your Bitcoin. But what we're talking about is using your computer systems to compete in the marketplace of technology to earn the next Bitcoin. We're going to learn about staking and what's the difference between staking a coin and investing in a coin. We're going to also explore, like I said, different wallets and the white papers and the use cases. But the main thing is learning about the blockchain technology and how your industry, your technology that you're currently using is going to be migrated onto the blockchain system, either on an existing blockchain platform, or new blockchain platforms are being erected every single day. And we're going to explain what the blockchain really is. The class is at UVU. It starts January, and you pay for these classes, but you will learn quite a bit, and you will be taught by a professional who knows what they're talking about, aka Charlene, live on the radio, bringing you this great information and snippets. Now, we're not going to get in too much details in these classes. We're not going to be giving you ideas on which cryptocurrency to invest in or which ones to buy and trade. What we're going to be doing is helping you understand what's really happening in the world, in the migration towards this digital age, this artificial intelligence, mining data, and big data. And all these major corporations will have to find their footing in the new artificial world, the new virtual world. They will have to recreate their brands and their business models in the virtual world in order to compete and continue to compete in the real world. You guys remember Monster? Monster, I'm talking about the resume platform where you used to find jobs on Monster. Well, nobody does Monster anymore. They're all on LinkedIn, or they're all on some other resume distribution platform. LinkedIn is going to be on its way out if it doesn't migrate into the blockchain space, because in the future you will not need to do a resume. Your profile, kind of like your credit score, that lists all of your credit engagements and your all the people that you borrow from. And anybody who you give the authority, or it's probably going to be open source, where anybody can find how much you owe on your credit cards and what credit card companies or what loans you owe, and whether you own your house or whether you're renting or whatever. All of that's going to be on the blockchain. And the same thing with your job resume history is going to be converted onto the blockchain. So someone doesn't need to ask you for your resume in the future. They're just going to pull you up on their blockchain in the palm of their hands. They'll be able to see whether or not you did graduate from BYU. Like myself, I think of asking for a refund for all that education I paid for at BYU. I don't think it's paying off as much as I thought it would be. But thank you, BYU, for the great education, for no return on my investment there. But I still went to BYU. Thank you. And I actually did really good. I had a great GPA. I was on the dean's list. You wouldn't know it, but I was a really good student. Better than I am a radio show host. But thank you for tuning in. This charge in your wallet, or you want to start a new wallet that actually does not charge you a fee to let me turn off the sound on this phone, because the people are starting to text in for the free Bitcoins and it keeps beeping at me. I will get back to you, Catherine, later. All these people. Matt, I will return your call. We have here Brett, John, Suzanne. Okay, I will get back to you guys soon with the link to the free Bitcoin wallet. The number they're dialing and the number they're texting is, do not call me, just text me. I prefer text, is 801 299 9105. Again, this is Charlene on the radio with you, giving away $25 in free Bitcoin. But I also have another wallet that gives away $50 in free Bitcoin, double your money there. But that wallet charges you to trade, to buy and sell crypto. Actually, it's one of the lower cost trading fees. Now, if you've got a large portfolio and you're wondering how to get in the Bitcoin space, you're talking to the girl who knows a guy. Actually, I know two guys who can get you large portfolios of Bitcoin. They're called over-the-counter brokers. So they know someone who has some Bitcoins, who wants some cash, and would be willing to let go of some Bitcoins for you. I don't know these guys. I just know the guy who knows the guy. Okay. So if you want to know a guy who I know, you text to me as well. My number is 801 299 9105. I actually don't know the people with the lots of Bitcoins. I just know the guy who knows them. I know two guys who know them. And so I can connect you there. But this is not an investment advice or promotion for investment. I like the actual educational aspect of cryptocurrency. I like the idea of getting into new things and learning new things, new technologies. Eventually, if I had gotten on the air and told you about Facebook and where Facebook was going 10 years ago, you wouldn't believe me, because I actually did. I I was on another radio program talking about Facebook at the time, and I actually predicted this very scenario that we're in with Facebook now, where they're rebranding themselves as Meta and calling themselves the leader of the metaverse, where Facebook has no place taking up that brand name, because they have been so against the cryptocurrency and been promoting against cryptocurrency. Matter of fact, Twitter, Jack Dorsey, yes, the same at Jack that owns and developed the Twitter, he has been behind the cryptocurrency movement from its get-go. I think Jack Dorsey is probably one of the private individuals who holds a lot of Bitcoins privately. They own the credit card processing company Square, where everybody uses. If you have a restaurant or a food truck, you gotta have your Square and your PayPal. But Square is actually owned by Jack Dorsey, and they've been taking and trading cryptos for a long time, for many, many years. They're one of the first ones, along with Overstock, the Overstock selling platform, online selling platform. They've been doing crypto and taking and trading the Bitcoin forever. Matter of fact, the token, the Raven coin came out of is it Patrick Byrne at Overstock. His group developed the Raven coin, which is one of the bigger platforms for minting new crypto coins and also for doing NFTs. And talking about NFTs, Tokens Magazine, the cover of the magazine is an official cryptocurrency NFT token that's been traded. I don't even know who owns the token for the cover of Tokens Magazine right now, because the NFT has been traded, non-fungible tokens has been traded so many times, and every time someone buys and sells it, the original creator of that NFT, Michelle Mafra, gets a royalty, and it's on the cover of my magazine, Tokens Magazine. So go to tokensmagazine.com and you can see the latest edition. The first edition was trading on eBay for $202.50. I gotta go see what it's being traded now for, because people are trying to buy up this first edition of Tokens Magazine so they can have it 10 years from now. It's probably going to be worth several $1,000s. That's kind of how things go. You create something and it doesn't seem to be of that much value initially, but once people catch on to the value that it adds to the community, then they start buying it, and then the value goes up. So thank you for tuning in. This is Charlene on the radio, 99.1 FM, Bloomberg News Radio, coming to you at 6 o'clock in the afternoon on your radio stations all across Utah, Salt Lake City. But you've got to go and register for the UVU Bitcoin Conference. That's going to be coming up on April 22nd at Utah Valley University. The website to register is utahbitcoinconference.com. Get your tickets now. If you want free Bitcoins, $25 free Bitcoins or $50 free Bitcoins, text me 801-299-9105. This is the only, if you want an introduction to Bitcoin, the class is going to start at UVU come January. So you want to register now and get your seat. There's limited seats in the class. I guess you can do it online as well. But go to utahbitcoinconference.com. Register now. There's a link there to the class as well. And text 801-299-9105 for free Bitcoins.